Greetings, fellow adventurers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Wartales, Episode 4, Merciful Mercs. Alright, I can see my bandit targets that just bolted into the woods over here. Yep, there they are. I'ma get you. Hermanal, the coward ringleader of Hermanal gang. Let's gang up on him. Alright. So, Poacher, Hoodlum, and the boss. The boss moves first. He's got an AoE poison attack. So it'd be best if I locked him down early on to prevent him from AoE. Deployables on the map. So there's a trap here. There's a hatchet over there, but that hatchet's really far away. There's a trap back there. Okay. So my plan is to lock Hermanal the Coward down with shield. If shield can reach him, he can't. Can shield reach him here? No, but he can get close enough. And then to rush the poacher, to lock the poacher down, probably with Kath. Okay. So my opening attack is not going to be against Hermanal the Coward, but I'm going to hope that Hermanal the Coward... Here, I'll move my guys down here. Decides to move towards me rather than to Die or Helga. Nope. Decided to go for Helga and Die, poisoning them both. Annoying, and you will pay for that in blood. Alright, I have an idea. I am going to cure Die here by standing next to him, shooting Hermanal the Coward back. Ending the turn, gaining a temporary valor point, and then I can spend that temporary valor point with first aid. Unfortunately, the one that has first aid is shield. So that means Die needs to catch up to shield, and then shield heal him next turn. The person that takes the turn after here, this is the hoodlum, so that's fine. So I'm going to do that. So Die is going to come over here, backstab the hoodlum, and then get cured of poison next round. Alright, Helga. I don't really want you to get stabbed again, but additionally, I would like to lock down that poacher before that poacher goes and becomes annoying. Let's run up to the poacher and engage it. Done. Alright, Kath, you have pretty good armor compared to everyone else, so you're going to be the one to engage Hermanal the Coward, and probably I'm going to use the temporary point that I've built up. Well, actually, you build up points by... Oh, no, you don't build them up yet. Okay. So, the other thing is there's a poison cloud here, so I have to avoid that by walking around it. We'll just do a standard cleave. Engaging Hermanal the Coward so that he can't go and stab multiple people at once. Alright, this poacher's... Wow, got a crit punch. That sucks, but alright. New round. So Die. You are going to get healed by shield, but in order to be healed by shield, I need to kill this thing first. Bop. We're galvanized, which will help to kill the rest. I'm going to walk up next to... Actually, Die is not the one most wounded now. It would be Helga. So I maybe will heal Helga instead. With the temporary point that I gained. And end a turn. Because, yeah, I didn't want Helga on the ropes there. So I think that was the right choice. Oh, but the way... So the position that shield's in stops die from being able to, like, walk this way. So I can't get to Hermanal the Coward easily. Because if I did the Devious Whirlwind in this spot, I would also hit Cathanon. So, that's, you know, that's not going to work for me. So maybe what I'll do is I'll gang up on this Poacher instead. Dispatching the Poacher quickly. So when you have, 2 allies surrounding an engaged opponent, they become surrounded. So this surrounded person will take increased damage, and then the fact that we also have galvanization, we do more damage. So this is going to absolutely decimate this dude. Boom, all 17, getting the kill and gaining another temporary point. With the additional temporary point, I can use it to First Aid Shield to stop his poison. Cool. Alright, what do we want to do here? Jazz, I'm going to have you walk around the poison. End your turn next to Hermanal the Coward by shooting him. Ooh, that was a good shot. Gaining a temporary point. And then we'll just cleave him to death. Oh boy, he's getting skewered. Vicious. Pretty good. Yet another ringleader dagger. How many ringleaders do we have in this continent? All of them, I suppose. Alright, repair the gear, heal the people, and that contract is done. Matcha leveled up. So, we are going to give you willpower. Why not? You'll be a willful pony. Alright, so the other contract has me going this way. So let's double back. So this symbol is the local law enforcement, like the guardsmen, if you're wondering what that symbol was. And we're trying to be lawful, so... Oh, I'm being attacked by boars. Alright. Boar. I guess we're gonna eat some pork tonight. Alright, let's take a look. So more people can stack left than right, so I will initiate the fight on the left. The first boar that moves is this one. I think probably the opening move might be best if Dai walks in there and poisons too. Because his poison dagger whirlwind is kind of hard to use later on in the fight, because it has friendly fire. So that's what I'll do. And then I can actually just have him disengage, because he's shouldn't be tanking. This boar will run up to me, hitting Dai, but that's fine. Oh, it didn't even attack. Wow, okay. Perfect. No. Yes. Right there. Don't taint the bacon. It's too late for that. Next boar move is this one. So I think what I'll do is stand here, kill this bottom one. So the boar have a special ability, Fury. When you kill one of their allies, they do extra damage for the next attack. Which is fine, because they're dying pretty quick. So this boar is dead on its next turn, but I'd rather have it not take its turn if I can help it. There's probably not a safe way to cleave these northern two ones, because Helga's attack is an AoE. So I'm going to go for the southern boar here, so I don't end up friendly firing. Engaged. Ooh, wow. All of your armor go bye-bye. And then Jazz will end his turn adjacent to a teammate for a free valor point, and I will wound this boar up here. Oh, did I? No, okay. For a second it looked like the damage hit Kath, but that wasn't the case. So we get our extra point. The cleave will kill this boar. But, well, we have a free point, I guess. Yeah, I'll just do that. They get fury again, but we're at least galvanized. And then I think what I want to do is move out of the way for die to get a kill. So I'm going to move to this spot here and destabilize strike this boar, hoping not to crit, but bring it to brink of death, which I did. Because then I could finish it off for another temporary valor point. Oh, I can also capture it, but I don't want boars. So, speaking about animal captures, I don't think I'm going to be controlling, like, animals in this fight. Like, as an animal handler. It doesn't really interest me. But it's a playstyle that you can investigate for yourself if you would like. End my turn here. Nice. So we have 2 temporary points. And this boar decided to walk through poison for some reason, because they're not very smart. So when you do use animals directly in your, as your own fighters, they don't necessarily... They're not controllable until you level up a little bit. So one of the reasons not to use them is, they are often cannon fodder. Carcasses, pork, fangs, leather, grease. And then shield also leveled up. Awesome. So leveling up shield, I'm going to have you guys choose how he gains valor points. So how to level shield, we've got defensive stance. So defensive stance, the unit gains deflection if they are engaged in combat. So every time they're engaged in combat, I'll gain a temporary valor point. And then deflection decreases the damage of the next attack by 70%. Other than that would be Valorous Chain. So every time an attack hits several enemies, I gain 1 valor point. It's worth noting, Shield, being sword and board, doesn't really have area of attack attacks. So Valorous Chain would be probably a very bad choice for him. And last but not least Valorous Duel. Valorous Duel is when I engage an enemy, I gain a valor point. A new enemy. So every time it's a new enemy, you gain a point. Whereas here, it's every time I'm engaged, I gain a point. So they're kind of similar with different results. So this gives a passive deflection bonus, and this does not. All right. So I'll have you guys decide on that. And in the meantime, I think I am going to career plan him for a double point of strength. I don't want him just to be a tank. I want him to actually dish out damage too. This dagger is a 7 dex, so it's not an improvement. And we have some desperate refugees who are attacking us. So I'll have you guys decide on the point after this fight. So here is a environmental condition, mud. Required movement is doubled. The thing is, this is pre-fight, so I could just, like, not start in the mud, which obviously would be smarter. So their order of attack. The poacher attacks first, so we're going to want to lock down the archer. Then it's the ringleader, Hildingus. Oh my god. Your parents hated you. And then the hoodlum after that. So I kind of want to just murder Hildingus after locking down the poacher. So maybe... And Hildingus, do you have an AoE poison? No. You have a single target poison. That's good. AoE poison is a little bit more annoying. So maybe what I'll do is I will have Kath rush the poacher, locking the poacher down. And then I'll have everyone else gang up on Hildingus. And then Helga locking down the hoodlum. I like it. I might be able to get a cleave on both. Yep. That's a good opening move. Swing! Alright, so shield is going to Hildingus. Ouch. For like a wooden club, that's a lot of damage. Poacher's turn. Oh, I didn't actually engage the poacher because I did the... Yeah, oh well. So Jazz, let's move you out of the mud and shoot Hildingus. Removing the, like, leader bonus as soon as we can. So you poison shield, you get yourself poisoned, and then Die is going to hit you and the poacher with a poison AoE. Just like I planned. Hildingus is dead, the poacher is poisoned, and I gain a temporary valor point and galvanization. Rough. I'm not letting them flee. You guys decided that. But I will taunt the hoodlum with my temporary point that I have, weakening it, and forcing it to attack Helga, engaging it. Because Helga had free armor, so it won't get wounded. New round. Die, you want to make him dead? I know you do. Swing! And it's dead. We got a jacket, crowns, and a whole lot of people leveled up. Holy hell. Alright.
Please, have mercy, good sirs. Have mercy on us.
Alright.
We didn't attack you to hurt you, believe me. We only wanted to scare you, so that you would hand over your crowns. Please, don't hurt me. It was wrong and we knew it. But Gothenburg requires so much gold to cross the border that we had no other choice. We have no other choice but to rob travelers.
So, choices here. I can execute her and get 5 cloth. I don't have a border pass to hand her, but if we give her crowns, we can get a raider bow. So we can either execute or be merciful. Up to you guys. And it looks, well, it's not decided yet. Oh man, you guys are aiming for a tie. I don't have a coin to flip. Oh, it looks like Team Mercy is winning out by a little. It's a lot of money.
You offer us passage. I can't believe it. Thank you ever so much. Please, take this. We no longer need it.
You've just completed the mission to help the desperate refugees, so report in. So that's where I'm headed to next. You guys decided that Shield uses defensive stance. Cool. And then we're going to have some other choices here. So first off, this new bow is better than my old one by a lot. It's a level 3 bow. My last bow was a level 1 bow, so it does more damage. Good. So let's focus on Jazz's level first. How to level Jazz. So the choices here. Oops. Go back to that. Hunter. So Hunter has a recoiling shot using 1 valor point. It knocks them back, it does damage, and it slows them down. So it's like a pinning shot. And use of light armor. Beastmaster. Now I did mention that I'm not all that interested in taking beasts to control. But Beastmaster, all allied animals next to the target will attack with an opportunity of attack. Essentially, it's like, you know, being having a bunch of pets to help you with fighting. And that's also light armor. And then last but not least is infantryman. So infantryman bombards or barrages the target. So it's like a cone where it covers, and then if anyone moves within that cone, there is opportunities of attack for your infantrymen. What I will say is, in experimenting, having a hunter and having an infantryman is really nice for synergy, because your infantryman can lay down a barrage to cover an area, and then your hunter can knock them around in that area, forcing opportunities of attack. It's actually pretty vicious. So if I do pick up a second archer, we can have them do the other one. Because as I said, I don't want to be a beastmaster, so looks like you guys want to be a hunter. So Jazz the hunter. And we'll give you double dexterity, because that came free. Alright, next up is die. How to level die. So, die can become a cutthroat. A cutthroat allows you to ambush targets from engaged units from behind, doing a 2 Valor Point Frenzy to do extra damage to the target. A strategist laying down a smoke screen. So a smoke screen is a 10-meter area. You can throw a bomb that has, like, I think it's a 2-meter bomb within 10-meter area, and any engaged enemy will suffer opportunities of attack from whoever engaged them. So, like, for instance, I know that might not make sense, but let's say Shield and a hoodlum are fighting and are engaged. If Diamond throws a smoke bomb at them, Shield gets a free attack on the hoodlum. Or Poisoner, which is a thrown poison vial AoE. So, choose between those 3. And regardless, probably going to go with Dex here. So I'm going to career plan double Dex. And I am heading back towards camp because we're out of contracts.
Might I interest you in my humble wares, my good sirs?
No. Actually, I have stuff to sell you.
Might I
So let's see. This old armor is a light armor. It is worse for Kath. Better for Jazz. And then the farmer's rags are awful, so we don't need them. Alright, so let's sell the rest of the stuff to this dude.
Might I interest you in my humble wares, my good sir?
Nope, but I will sell you some junk. In terms of camp items, still don't have the coal for campfire, or one more rope for a tent. So tents generate extra valor points, whereas campfires generate happiness. So it's, you know, there's a benefit to both. But I was heading over here for the ore, because I would love to start blacksmithing, so that we can actually improve our gear without having to rely upon purchasing sales. And pretty soon here, we're going to need to camp. So I'm just taking the path less traveled back to town, going the southern route of this lake, towards the Tiltren jail. Or rather, towards this weird building over here that I totally don't know what it is. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Just got a knowledge point from discovering this sepulchre door. Sepulchre. And yeah, here is Tiltren jail. We need to camp, but I'm going to go into the jail first.
The Lady Mayonnaise has offered a reward for any outlaw captured in the region. You should give bounty hunting a try.
So, chains. Tough chains made from alazarite, used to shackle a prisoner after capture. And then ropes are used to capture. There's a apprentice alchemy recipe, ether, which a chance to knock out enemies. And then toothpaste, if we want to make toothpaste. So handing over prisoners lowers your suspicion level. And then there are potentially people to recruit here. So there's 3 people here, and we'll take a quick look at them. So stocky, depressed, glutton. No, those stats suck. Strong, depressed, heavy sleeper. Stocky, depressed, vegetarian. No, I don't really need anyone like depressed and gluttonous and all that. So sometimes there's like good recruits here, but not this time. Gonna move on. All right, let's go ahead and camp. And you guys want Dai to be a cutthroat. By very small margin. And then last but not least, Helga. How to level Helga? So, oops. Keep doing that. Berserker. Berserker wears medium armor, medium helmet, is strength-based, and rampage. So deals 3 times... So attacks 3 times and deals a small amount of damage. And then if I crit during those 3 strikes, I gain Fury, which increases the damage in the next attack by 50%. Executioner, which is also strength-based for medium armor. Cutting Maelstrom, deals 3 damage to all units in the target area. Attacks 1 time for each target in the target area. So, like, if you're surrounded, does a lot of damage. It's also worth mentioning Helga's personality is solitary. So when not around an ally, does more damage. And tough, has a chance to not suffer injuries in combat. I think she actually picked up tough since I recruited her. Much the way that Shield picked up Shield Connoisseur. Or Dai picked up Glorious. Because they develop over time. And then last is Sentinel. Sentinel is a heavy armor, Constitution based, and Ovation gives all engaged enemies in the area riposte, which is the ability that next time this unit is attacked by their engaged opponent, they attack in return with an opportunity of attack. So you've got Berserker, Executioner, and Sentinel. And I'll put a minute on the board there. Cook. Let's make some grilled pork. Let's make 4 grilled pork. Nice. And that's the first time we made grilled pork, so we gained some knowledge points from it. I don't have a scholar, nor was I really planning on employing a scholar. But, you know, in this case, because I haven't done any blacksmithing at all, I might as well just have Kath switch to scholar for this rest. Because there's no penalty in switching if you haven't any progress. So, like, Jazz already has picked a lock, so he has a little bit, you know, he's already apprentice. Diamond has built some stuff, already apprentice. Shield has cooked stuff, so has a little bit of novice. And then Helga has cut some wood, so a little bit of novice. Kath is the only one that doesn't have any progress towards a profession yet. And it looks like Helga's going to become a berserker. Oh. So given that you're a berserker, I'm actually going to take the constitution bonus here. Because if you like to be alone due to your solitary nature, you're going to need to tank a little bit. So I will eventually be adding strength to you, but for now I think you need to be a bit tougher so that you can stand on your own. Alright, there was nothing for me to build here, so let's rest. So we'll have that fresh grilled pork. Pork and apples. Actually, pork and bread. There we go. So 13 happiness, almost getting close to that 15. So if you're wondering how do we get to 15, the big thing for me to do would be to level up my campfire, which requires charcoal. So I'm heading back to town right now, and I'm definitely going to consider picking up some charcoal. There's a wolf pack stopping us from marching into town this direction, but that's fine. I don't mind killing wolves. So, stat points. Let me review them, because you had that question. So, strength increases your damage and crit damage. Dexterity increases your... So, strength increases the skills that are strength-based. So, for instance, the destabilizing strike that Cathodon has is strength-based. so it uses strength to do damage, right? Same with cleave. So there's the abilities have different base stats that they draw from. So Die, being a rogue, or Cutthroat, has dexterity-based stuff. And Kath, being a fighter, has strength-based stuff. So strength is crit damage, dexterity is crit hit, and also the skill base. Constitution is health and carry capacity. Willpower is crit hit and morale. And then if you have a willpower of above 15, the first time that you should be dying in a fight, you get to not be dying. Critical hit chance, that's pretty self-explanatory. And, you know, depending on the stats, it changes. And then movement, which is how far you can move, wages, and consumption. And there's also like stats like precision and oops, didn't mean to strip you. But yeah, those are the base stats that are included. All right, our carry weight is still enough to be able to carry what we need. We do have a knowledge point, so let's decide how to spend that. I can save it. If I spent it in knowledge, I would probably get frugality to reduce troop wages. And the next time we rest, I do owe wages. In workshop, I would go for probably the better cooking pot. And then I think for anvil, I would save it. And for alchemy or apothecary, I would save it. For cooking, I would just pick a new recipe. But it might be helpful to like level up my cook first. But you're welcome to vote for that anyway if you want. 2.5 minutes to vote on that. And then I'm heading back into Stromcap rather, to turn over our bounties, pick new bounties, and then also buy charcoal from the smith at the very least.
Might you be looking for work? Here is your reward.
Alright, 621. Not bad. We've got helping drunkards. That one's easy. Locating the Tomb of the Ancients. And a rat infestation. Contracts are full. For people to recruit, Emis, who's a stocky swordsman. Stocky is not a trait I particularly care for. Cornert, raised by boars and stupid. Well, I mean, you were raised by boars, so yeah, count me out. And Glurt, or Guylurt, nimble and scrawny. So Constitution reduced, Dexterity increased, but a swordsman, so that's really weird for a swordsman to be scrawny. Not interested in him either. Rip. Okay. We wanted to go to the smith to buy charcoal.
You can use my anvil. I can also repair your armor. Oh, and I'm looking to hire a skilled blacksmith, if you happen to know one.
Cool. And let's go ahead and get that upgrade now. So we're going to do Campfire Plus. So now, as you can see, this campfire looks a bit different. And when we rest there, we can burn wood into charcoal, which also makes people happy. I'm not camping right now, but like the next thing I want to earn and save up for in the crafting is probably going to be a hitching post. So we need 5 salt and 1 rope, and that's actually pretty easy to make. So let's do that right now. Let's buy the salt and the rope so I can do that.
Come, come. Take a look at my wares.
I'm going to buy out his hemp. And then I'll see if salt's cheap
Those
anywhere.
Refugees.
Nope.
I understand there's a war in Tiltren, but that doesn't...
The other thing to consider is in my cooking, I have not made bread, but it doesn't open up. So we could also try to buy milk for hemp tea. So I should keep an eye out for milk so that I can make hemp tea for the first time. And you guys want me to spend it in knowledge, got it. But I'll buy 1 wheat to make bread for the first time. Why not? So let's
You
talk to
touch
you.
it, you buy it.
Buy your wheat. And then make the hitching post. So 1 rope. And the hitching post. So the hitching post allows you to rest up your animals for bonuses. And it can fit up to 2 animals initially. So as a result of hitching them, ponies assigned to the hitching post gain 10 extra carry capacity, which is really nice to have. Then I also wanted a big bread for the first time. Done. And now there's really not much I'm hoping to do for the camp, so we can spend the resources elsewhere. Let's see about forging. So I could make a targ, and I probably want to, because it will open up new recipes in the compendium, and I can give this to Shield, which would be a nice thing to do, because I really haven't found better shields to be able to be purchased. The metal plates are heating up. Press left mouse button when the plate turns red to forge your item, and if it glows like this and I hit it, I have a chance to get a superior quality item. And hitting all the plates at the right time has a chance to forge an item of exceptional quality. No pressure, right? Alright, we got a targ. Superior quality item obtained. So it's a targ level 2. It was better than the base targ that I could have made. And it opened up new compendium stuff as well. So let's take a look. Hey, shield, guess what? You have a proper shield. Much better. Look at the difference here. Guard's going up, armor's going up, and then we have the protection skill. So the protection skill is gains deflection, which is instant. Nice. So we're double deflected. And it just looks nice. This other shield hypothetically could go to Kath if I had a one-hander. Because fighters can use shields. So that's an idea. Because sometimes it's hard to use cleaving weapons because of the area effect denial. And it also hypothetically could go to Helga too. Same deal. Generally speaking, for survivability, sword and board probably a little bit superior to two-handers, because two-handers can be a little harder to use tactically because they like hit everyone. But yeah, it's food for thought. While I'm here, so if I take a look at the compendium, and I have a ton of knowledge points, so let's do frugality, because you guys voted on it, and I can choose to have you guys spend the next one. So if I chose knowledge again, I would probably go for run, just because it's nice to be able to sprint on the world map. For workshop, I would get cooking pot, or campfire or hitching post. For anvil, I could go for reinforced buckler, which is like a better targ that just opened up. Although he would need to level up in apprentice first, so he'd need to get better at it. And I'm probably going to craft rags to open up more recipes and maybe craft some other stuff. Cooking pot is pretty straightforward, and apothecary is pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and try to open up some more recipes. So I'm going to try to make a rag. And now he's an apprentice blacksmith, which is going to open up a lot more options. And this rag is, interestingly, like, significantly better than the basic clothing that we had. The farmer rags. which are even worse. So there was a bonus there. So it opened up apprentice armor for heavy, medium, and light, and it opened up apprentice helmets for heavy, medium, and light. So our armor smith has a much wider crafting set, and also all the weapons. So one-handers, two-handers, longbows and spears, daggers and katars. So there's a whole bunch of things that we can do in smithing now for knowledge points. But I'm not going to spend any more of our resources for now. But yeah, crafting is relying upon just buying the things sucks because it's all left to luck of whether you find it or not. Whereas like when you start crafting, ooh, yes, much better.
You can use my anvil. I can also
Or
repair your
rather,
armor. Oh,
it's better because you don't leave it to luck. Because leaving it to luck can suck. Thank you for tuning in to Wartales, which originally streamed live on Twitch July 27th as a marathon. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that I'm relatively new to the game, and this was also streamed once as a marathon, meaning feedback cannot be incorporated. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, like this marathon, you can go to Rhadamant.com for my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams, as well as a link to Twitch. And if you would like to join my online gaming community as well, you can go to Rhadamant.com or a link in the description of this video to join Discord. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and those that turned out for the marathon, and also viewers like you that tuned in on YouTube and made it all the way to the credits. So thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream of mine. Farewell, my fellow mercenaries.